Welcome back everyone to another episode on Beer, Bourbon, and Games. I am your host Chris, and today on the channel we're going to review a bourbon that is very widely known and a lot of people really like this bourbon, and that is Buffalo Trace. Now, this is a unique product. It is very affordable, yet it does not taste like it's cheap. That's why a lot of people really like it. Now, where I live, this is selling for $25.99. Most places seem to be around that $30 range, and that is for a 750 milliliter bottle. Very good price overall for the product you are getting. Now, this is a 90 proof bourbon. The mash bill is unfortunately not disclosed, so we don't know exactly what it is. And I think one of the reasons is because they use the same recipe for a lot of their other products, like George T. Stagg, E.H. Taylor, some of the Blanton's, so they don't tell you exactly what's in it. But I do believe that this is somewhere in the less than 10% rye range, so we're not going to get a lot of spiciness out of this. And they also do not have an age statement on that. The bottles, though, are rumored to be around 8 to 10 years, with most of them being around 9-ish for the year. So overall, a very well-aged bourbon, close to the 10-year mark. 90 proof is very acceptable, and the price is very good. So a lot of people will drink this as an everyday sipper, or this one is very popular with mixing in cocktails. So overall, any way you sip it, it's a good product overall from what I remember. I have honestly, though, not had this since I went on the distillery tour last year, so I honestly don't remember it very much, but highly recommended by most people. So I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised today as to what we sip. With that all being said, let's open it up and let's see how it tastes, because that's the most important thing. I do like that it has a really cool Buffalo Trace Distillery logo on the cap. I'm hoping that is also, yep, awesome. It is on here as well. I do like that. I do think that we have a cork under here. Let's go ahead and see. We do. We have a real cork, not synthetic. Smells very nice. I like that. I very much so like that. Now, for it being aged the 10 years, or close to 10 years, it is a very light colored bourbon. Very light consistency. Doesn't look like it took much from the barrel overall, but still very nice. I like the golden hue that it has. So overall, very nice color. Let's go ahead and smell it though. The nosing, I can smell it even right from here. This might be a turnoff for some people, but I can tell just from smelling this, this is on the sweeter side. The rye is definitely not going to be too present overall here. I'm getting a lot of very sweet smells here. We've got vanilla, toffee, honey, orange peel, very light oak overall here. I smell the oak, but it is not very present. Everything smells very well balanced. There's a nice little smokiness hitting your nose a little bit with the barrel, a little bit of a char smell, and then the sweetness just takes over. It's so well balanced here. But we can tell from this, very sweet smelling overall, so I think we're gonna have a very pleasant palate here. So I can see why this is a really good mixer. And at 90 proof, not something you're gonna have to add much water or ice to if you do that stuff. You might be able to drink it neat like I do. So let's take a look and see how it tastes. That is a very well balanced bourbon. The finish is very say medium to long. Very nice and refreshing. I'm still getting the flavor coating my mouth. Very little Kentucky hug. The heat was not really that present. Overall, there is splashes of the oak, the vanilla, brown sugar, and a light little, you got some toffee flavors in there, and a little hint at the tail end of cinnamon. It's kind of like Big Red was in there, like Big Red gum, but very, very light, very, man, it's tailing off a little bit here. It's still lingering, and that Big Red flavor is still kind of hanging out. It's almost like a hot tamale, but it's mixing very well with the vanilla and the brown sugar flavors. Let's go ahead and do sip 2. Just as enjoyable. The second sip, no burn whatsoever. So my mouth has already gotten used to even the slight heat that Buffalo Trace had present, if anything at all. So I would honestly recommend not using any water with this. This is very, very light, sweet, no heat. This is one that I think most people would be able to sip just straight out. The sweetness, the vanilla with everything present there, I can see that this actually makes a really good cocktail. You're still gonna get the outstanding flavor profile from the Buffalo Trace, but you're not gonna lose out on it as much when you mix things. Overall, this is a very well balanced bourbon. This one's really great. It does not taste like a cheap bourbon. For $30 for 750 milliliter at most places, I'd say this is a steal. Unfortunately, it's very hard to find a lot of places. Some places it's super prevalent. Where I live, this stuff just flies off the shelf, and I know why now. It's been over a year since I've had it, and this is absolutely fantastic. This stuff is amazing. I can't talk highly enough about this. Easily in my top 10 of bourbons under 30 bucks or around that $35 mark. This one is fantastic. So if you have not tried Buffalo Trace, highly recommend doing it, because this is a very, very smooth and ridiculously delicious bourbon. Very, very well balanced. I cannot state that enough. The balance of this is very nice. The finish is beautiful. The flavor profile just is amazing. You did an amazing job here, Buffalo Trace. I loved your distillery when I toured it, and this is a fantastic bourbon. So, highly recommend it. 4.5 out of 5. This is a great bourbon. Please go out and try it if you have not had it. Now, if you are new to the channel and you have not hit subscribe yet, go ahead and do that down below. Hit that notification bell as well, just to let you know when there's a new video. Typically it's every Saturday, but sometimes, you know, the schedule might change a little bit. But normally at least once a week for you guys. I do appreciate it. Now, while you're there, also leave a comment down below letting me know, have you ever had Buffalo Trace? What do you think of this product? Is there something that you recommend higher over this? Or what is your favorite product from the Buffalo Trace Distillery? I look forward to any comment. I love hearing from you guys. So, until next time, guys, remember, this bourbon is not going to drink itself. We're going to have to help it. Ugh. That is some fantastic bourbon. I emptied it. Time for some more.